Hello everyone, my name is Snehal. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Backend Logic Made Easy. In this video, we are going to continue our discussion on 2D arrays. First, we will understand the column measure order, whereas array elements are stored column by column in a memory. Second, we will solve the address calculation problem so you can clearly understand how memory addresses are calculated. Then, we will discuss the advantages of arrays, why the arrays are widely used in the programming. After that, we will look at disadvantages of an array to understand their limitations. And finally, we will cover some important interview points related to the array. So make sure you watch the video till the end. Now let's understand column measure order. In a column measure order, array elements are stored in a memory column by column, not row by row. This means all the elements of the first column are stored first in a continuous memory location. After storing the first column, we store second column and then store third column and so on. So the storage sequence follows column-wise traversal. Column measure order is mainly used in a programming language like Python, MATLAB, etc. You can think it as a filling the array top to bottom first, then moving to the next array, next column. The important interview point is C uses row measure order and Python and MATLAB uses column measure order. Now let's look at the column measure memory layout. In a column measure order, memory is allocated column wise like this. We store the first column A11, A21, A31, A12, A22, A32. After that, A13, A23, A33. Okay, this means all elements of the first columns are stored together in a continuous memory location. After that, elements of the second columns are stored, then third column, and so on. Because of this layout, column-wise traversal is faster compared to the row-wise traversal. This is different from row measure order, which is used in the C and C++. So the memory layout directly affects the performance, especially when we access array frequently. Understanding the memory layout is very important for the performance optimization and the interviews question. Now let us understand address calculation formula in a in a column measure order. In a column measure order, the elements are stored column by column in a memory. So to calculate the address of an element A of ij, we use this formula. Here we multiply the column index j with the number of rows because the one full column is stored before moving to the next column. Then we add the row index I. The entire value is multiplied by the size of data type and finally added to the base address. Here I is the row index, j is the column index, base address is nothing but the address of 0, first row and first column. Now let us find the address of A of 1, 2. First, let me explain the given information. The base address of array is 1000. Each element occupies the 4 bytes of memory. The array has 3 rows and the array stored in the column measure order. In a column measure order, elements are stored column by column. So the formula of address calculation is column measure order scenario, that is Address is equal to the base address plus W into J into number of rows plus I. Here I is the row index, J is the column index, W is the size of each element. Now substitute these values in this formula. We get address is equals to the 1000 plus 4 into 2 into 3 into plus 1. 1000 is into, now calculate this, 2 into 3 plus 1 that gives 7, 4 into 7 we get 28. Now adding in 28, adding in 1000 we get 10,000, 1028. So the address of A of 1 2 is 1020, 1028, that is 1028. You can also verify this is from the memory diagram below. Here, if you move column by column, you will see that A of 1 2, place it place it as here. The base address is 1000. Increasing by 4 bytes, we get 1028, which is correct. Now, let us understand the advantages of an array. The first advantage is fast access. Using an index, we can directly access any element in an array. This takes the constant time, also known as the order of 1. The second advantage is that an array allows to store multiple values using a single variable instead of creating many variables. We can store similar data in a one array, which makes program cleaner and easier to manage. Next, array supports easy traversal and sorting. We can easily move through array elements using loops, and many sorting algorithms works efficiently with arrays. Another important advantage is efficient memory usage. Array stores data in a continuous memory location, which improves performance and reduces the memory overhead. So, because of fast access, easy storage, simple traversal, and efficient memory uses, arrays are widely used in the programming. Now, let us discuss the disadvantages of an array. The first disadvantage is its fixed size. Once an array is created, its size cannot be changed at runtime. So, if we need to more elements later, we cannot increase the array size dynamically. The second disadvantage is insertion and deletions operations are costly. When we insert or delete an element, we need to shift the remaining elements, which takes more time. Another disadvantage is wastage of memory. If we declare a large array but we use only a few elements, the unused memory remains wasted. The last disadvantage is that arrays can store only homogeneous data, which means all elements must be of the same data type. We cannot store different type of data in a single array. Because of this limitation, arrays are not always suitable for dynamic data handling. Now let's quickly revise the interview important points related to the arrays. First, difference between row measure and column measure order. In row measure, elements are stored row by row. Column measure, elements are stored column by column. Languages like C, C++ uses row measure, while Fortran and MATLAB uses column measure. Second, address calculation formula. Interviewer often asks to calculate the memory address of an element like AIJ. So you must remember row measure formula uses number of columns, column measure formula uses number of rows. Third one is memory representation question. You should be able to visualize how array elements are placed in a continuous memory, and verify your calculate address using memory diagram. Finally, disadvantages and advantages of an array. Array provides fast access using index, efficient memory uses, and easy traversal. But they also have the limitations like fixed size, costly insertion deletion, and they can store only homogeneous data. These points are frequently asked in technical interviews, especially in DSA, C++, system design basics. If you understand this concept clearly, you can easily solve most array-based interview questions. So, this brings us to the end of the array data structure. Array are the one of the most important and fundamental data structure, and they form the base for the learning for more advanced concepts. In the next video, we will start learning our next data structure stack. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask in the comments. I'll try my best to solve them. Thank you so much. See you in the next video. Happy learning.